Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, you all are fine. Very good. Students, in last session, we already have studied our first lesson, that is, the life cycle of animals. In this session, we will learn about our second lesson, that is, the interrelationships between living things. Now, interrelationship means how living things are depend on other living things. Okay, that we will see in this session. Students, the needs of living things are met in their environment. We have many needs like food, air, water, clothes, shelter. All these needs are met in our surroundings. In fact, food, water, and air are the needs of all living things. They are all fulfilled in the environment. But there are differences in the needs of each kind of living things. For example, the water that a mouse drinks in an entire day would not be enough for an elephant, even at one time. That means there are differences in the needs of each kind of living things. So students, think about it. Butterflies feed on the nectar of flowers. Can a frog do the same? No. A sheep eats the leaves of shrubs. Can a tiger do the same? No, because tiger or lion feeds on the other animals. A fish can breathe in water, but can a crow do that? No, crow do not do that thing. Means crow do not live in water. So can you tell, if fish leaves the water, will they be able to live on land? No, fish cannot live on land because fish are aquatic animals. Means without water they cannot survive. Means they live in water only. So students, all living things get food from the environment. Means whatever needs of food of the living things, they can get from the environment only. Now students, try this. Means this is activity from your textbook. This activity you have to do at your home. Now, what is that activity? Take two small boxes, label them box 1 and box 2. Fill them 3/4 with soil. Make the soil moist enough to sow seeds. Then sow 2 seeds or 2 sprouted mote. Mote means matki. Seeds in each box. Give 2 spoons of water to the soil of box 1 only once every day. Give 4 spoons of water to the other box 4 times a day. Do this for 6 days. Have you understood what you have to do? 2 boxes you have to fill with soil and 2 sprouted mote you have to sow in each box. Also, you have to give 2 spoons of water to the soil of box 1 once a day, and in other box you have to give 4 spoons of water to the other box for 4 times in a day, and this thing you have to do for the 6 days. Okay? After 6 days, you will observe that the plants in box 1 are growing well, but the plants in box 2 have begun to rot. Why is this happen? Because, and what does this tell us? That plants that are not aquatic plants cannot grow in marshy areas. If they get more water than they need, they rot. Means those plants are not aquatic, they cannot grow in marshy areas. Means if we give them more water than they need, they become rot. Okay, if you wants to observe this change in the plants, so do this activity at your home. Any type of living thing will be found only where all its needs are fulfilled. Let's take the example of the tiger. A tiger has strips. A tiger lies in wait for its prey among tall grasses. Its prey cannot see it in the grass because of the strips. There are animals like the deer, the nilgai, and the bison in grasslands. When the tiger is hungry, it can feed on them. For a tiger, there also needs to be a water hole nearby which never dries up even in the summer. There must also be dense vegetation, tall grasses or caves in hills or mountains in the area so that the tiger can find shelter. A tiger inhabits an area where all these things are available. Means living things live only where all their needs are fulfilled. Just now we have studied example of tiger. So tell me, where does a tiger live? Correct. Tiger lives or inhabits an area where all the things are available. Means which things? Dense vegetation, tall grasses or caves in hills or mountains in the area so that the tiger can find shelter. Okay, students? Okay, now can you tell from where do we get silk? Yes, correct. We get silk from silkworms. Okay. Now, next question is that how are trees useful for monkeys? Can you tell this thing? How are trees useful for monkeys? Yes, correct. Trees give monkeys fruits to eat and shelter to live. Okay. Now we will see how animals are useful for us. Okay. We keep animals in order to satisfy some of our needs. They become dear to us. We look after them well. We feed them. We take them to a vet if they fall ill. These animals too return our affection. We get milk, meat, eggs, and several other things from animals. Some animals are useful for carrying burdens or drawing carts. Domestic animals are also used to help with the heavy farm work in fields. Dogs guard our houses. Sheep give us wool. Means from animals we can get many things, and animals also are useful for us. We love them. We care of them. Also, they also gives return of our affection. Okay, students. So, students, you might be observed in this picture. Animals are our friends, like dog, cat, horse. Dog guard our houses. Then horse carrying burdens or drawing a cart. Okay. These are the uses of animals. Students, just as we need animals, we need plants too. Plants give us food grains, vegetables and fruits. We love flowers too. We use them for many different purposes. We get flowers from plants. We also get cotton wool from plants to make cotton clothes. We grow plants that are useful to us methodically. We sow seeds. We make sure that they get water. We give manure when necessary. We spray pesticides if they are attacked by an insect. Plants satisfy our needs. We all are getting our needs from environment. Other living things also get their food from the environment. For example, some snakes eat mice and frogs. Tiger or lion eat deer. Goat and sheep eat leaves of plants. Cattle eat grass. Means all these living things get food from the environment. Okay. Now let's see the term arboreal animals. Students, arboreal means animals which live and grow on trees are called arboreal. Okay, here these words comes from the Latin word arbor, which means tree. Arboreal means living in trees. Okay, animals like monkeys and squirrels live on trees. It gives them certain advantages. Being at a height, they are better able to defend themselves from their enemies. Besides, they can eat the fruits of the trees to satisfy their hunger. Such animals are said to be arboreal. Unknowingly, they help the tree with whose support they live. As they move around here and there in the surroundings, they spread the seeds of the fruit they have eaten through their droppings. Because of this, new trees grow in different places. Some types of birds too find trees useful for building their nests. Means students, these arboreal animals spread the seeds of the fruit they have eaten through their droppings. Because of this, new trees grow in different places. So, I hope you all have understood it very well. Whatever information I taught you now. Remaining part of this lesson we will see in the next session. So, whatever task I have given to you, that do at your home. Okay. So, see you in the next session. Bye bye students. Have a nice day.